Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. 53 points, 4 consecutive green arrows since the wild card. On today's video, I'm going to give you the best replacements for Reece James and Madison, plus all the top picks for blank Game Week 12. There's no time to waste with a quick turnaround, deadline's on Tuesday. So here we go, Game Week 11 review. 53 points, we're going to go top to bottom, starting with a goalkeeper. Nick Pope, 6 points. Finally, that's the first clean sheet since the wild card. On the previous video, I put some pressure on Pope after the emergence of Kepa as a 4.4 million option. And my team has other priorities with players out Game Week 12, so I'm not taking a hit on the goalkeeper, especially as Newcastle are now entering a run of 3 favorable fixtures in their next 4. Trippier, 6 points. Clean sheet potential, threaten the attack, and same as Pope, his fixtures are green. And there's a quick deadline this week, so the fixture cheat sheet, it actually saves a ton of time. I use it to figure out who to start and bench, and to set my bench order. And that's why I started James Justin, 6 points, 2 clean sheets in his last 3 games, and I trusted Pereira 5 points to step in for the injured Reece James. And the cheat sheet is how I came up with that fun switch between Salah, KDB, and Son. Now it's showing me a new rotation system between Madison, Mount, Saka, and Foden. And the fixture cheat sheet is free at upper90studios.com. Click the fantasy tab at the top and you'll see the sign up box. Cancelo blanked, and he was at fault for Liverpool's goal. Now he's off Game Week 12. Deadline is tomorrow. His price isn't dropping that much, if at all. I'm not going to sell the highest scoring defender for a hit, then buying him back for another hit at a higher price. Son, 3 points. There were a few reasons why I brought in Son for Foden, who also blanked. One was because I thought Liverpool might leave fewer gaps in behind with James Milner and Joe Gomez instead of Alexander-Arnold. And 2 was to use Son as a differential against the more popular De Bruyne and Foden. And only one manager in the Elite 64 had Son. And 3 was to start planning for the blank Game Week 12. I was cheating a bit knowing that Son, he was going to get another chance Game Week 12 when Foden was off. So James Milner had Foden in his pocket, but I was actually sweating because Foden had just signed a new deal the day before. Son played first and he blanked. Then I had to watch Foden. He scored a goal that was disallowed by VAR. And I was lucky in that sense, but I was also unlucky because Richarlison didn't look fit and he was eventually subbed off with a calf injury. Bissouma changed the game when he came on as a sub. He covered so much ground and Tottenham gained control. And that's when Son looked more like himself, more freedom to run at defenders, but it was too late. Son was tired and he failed to get on the score sheet. So should I keep Son for Manchester United Game Week 12 or sell him for Salah captain? Let me know what you think in the comments. Madison, 2 points. I was telling my wife how I didn't even care if Madison blanked as long as he didn't get booked. I was about to turn off the game on my phone, and all of a sudden I see somebody out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, did somebody just dive in the box? That was a ridiculous dive. And it's Madison, who's now banned for Leeds at home in the blank game week just when I needed him. The good news is I'm not alone. 86% of the managers in the Elite 64 League own Madison. Another positive is that I bought him at 7.9 million, and his price went up 4 times to 8.3 million. Which means I can cash out a full 0.2 million profit. Last week I cashed out Foden for a profit. This week Madison 0.2 million. And I've already dumped him for another player whose price is rising quickly. I'm going to show you all my transfers in just a second. Martinelli, 3 points. He worked hard, but he faced an even harder working Leeds team. And on the previous video I said I was keeping Martinelli for the fixtures before and after the blank. I'm going to stick to that plan. Andreas, 5 points. I already talked about him. Perfect first sub off the bench with all the chances he creates. Now for the forwards. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to keep this channel going, so thank you for all your love and support. And let's continue. Haaland, 4 points, captain. He scored or assisted in every single league game this season. Then he faced man of the match Joe Gomez. A man of the match defender, meaning you have to be at your absolute best to have a chance at keeping out Haaland. Kane, 9 points, vice captain. I was considering captain Kane because of his scoring record against Everton. Then I thought with Son and other differentials like James Justin, captaining Kane was an unnecessary risk. And Haaland had his chances. Kane has now scored 4 goals, 1 assist, 6 bonus points in his last 4 games, so I brought him in on the wild card. Mitrovic, 7 points. On the previous video, I decided to keep Mitrovic through the price drops, as Fulham attackers entered an excellent run of fixtures. Next up is a shaky Aston Villa defense. Tyrone Mings suffered a knock to his ankle late in the game, and he's getting a lot of criticism for his mistakes, but he's still a big presence in the box for Villa, especially in the air. Fulham rank 8th in total crosses this season, averaging 18 crosses per game. So if Mings is out, Mitrovic could take advantage. Bailey, 2 points. He returned from injury and hit the bar against Chelsea. So they played Watkins, Ings, and Bailey, which I thought was better. They had been starting Coutinho and, what's his name? The midfielder. Can't think of his... Buendia. But I don't want to be greedy. I'm just happy that Bailey's fit in time for blank game week 12. Nico Williams, 2 points. He lost his starting spot to Serge Aurier, but Aurier didn't make the squad game week 11. I don't know if he's struggling with a knock. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, I'm going to keep Williams for Brighton, who failed to score in their last 2 games. This week, the Elite 64 League ownership stats, they're going to include the bench players. Normally, I leave them out to focus only on the starters, but with blanks for Manchester City and Arsenal players this week, the bench should play a role game week 12. Now the Maddison replacements. Trossard blanked, subbed early. Zaha blanked, also subbed off. Zaha is owned by 69% of the experts in the Elite 64 League, with just 1 assist in his last 4 games. Philip Billing has more points than Zaha this season. Bowen blanked, and he faces Liverpool next, matching up against Robertson, who looked sharp and well-rested against Manchester City. Mason Mount, 15 points. Mount followed up his man-of-the-match performance midweek in Europe with 2 goals and maximum bonus against Aston Villa, game week 11. And what I like about Mount is that he's listed as a midfielder in FPL, but he's actually playing high up the pitch. The attention is on Aubameyang and Sterling. Mount pops up unmarked in the box. And also, with Reece James out injured, Mount could be taking over free kicks after scoring 1 in his last game. Now here's my watch list and top picks for game week 12. I've already mentioned Kepa, 10 points, back-to-back clean sheets, 4.4 million. Dunk blanked, but he popped up with a few close headers against Brentford, and I don't have a plan to bring him in just yet. He's only an alternative to my budget defenders. Salah, 8 points, match winner against City, and it still wasn't enough to earn him bonus points in FPL. He could have scored another on the counter when City were pushing for the equalizer. Darwin Núñez was on the left, Salah wide open on the right, and he never got the pass. Now, as far as the opponent game week 12, Salah has scored more league goals against West Ham than any other team, 9 goals in 10 games. Should I wait for Forest game week 13 or get Salah in for Son now for an extra hit? Ivan Toney, 12 points. He doesn't get too many chances, but he makes them count. And I thought his penalty was a little bit soft when he grabbed Veltman's shirt and went down theatrically. Then Mitrovic did the same thing to win a penalty, but that one's okay because he's in my fantasy team, because that's the rules. So quick note on Toney is that he's on 4 yellow cards, 1 more, and he will be suspended. Dominic Solanke, 12 points, scored after just 60 seconds against Fulham, 1 goal, 3 assists in his last 2 games. Excellent form, excellent fixtures for Bournemouth attackers. So those are the players. Now what's the plan for game week 12? Transfers out, Reece James, Maddison. Transfers in, Gahi, Mount. Here's my game week 12 team. Mount less than 10% ownership overall, Son 12% overall, selected by just 1 manager in the Elite 64 League. My captain is Son. United failed to score in their last game. They have pressure to attack and score at home at Old Trafford. Conte could set up with a deeper defensive line, every player apart from Kane near their own box. And if United lose possession high up the pitch, Spurs defenders are going to quickly find Kane in the midfield. He's excellent at holding out the ball. Then he's going to turn and set up Son on the counter-attack. So it's going to be Kane, assist to Son, goal. He's my captain. Salah is a top captain pick this week. He's going to be selected by more than half of the experts game week 12. De Bruyne is owned by 44% in the Elite 64 League, and I would expect them all to bring in Salah for KDB using funds from Reece James. Salah and Son may have to get the job done on their own game week 12 because Jota went down with a hamstring injury. Luis Diaz is already out. Richarlison is out for Spurs, and Kulusevski is a major doubt. He's still recovering from the hamstring problem. And this team structure enables pivoting between Mount, Foden, Saka, and Salah, KDB, Son. I'm going to bet on Son and Mount this week, Salah and Foden or Saka after the blank. And check out my all-star bench, ready to step up just when I need him for the blank game week 12. Don't forget the deadline's on Tuesday. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for all the positive comments, and I wish you big green arrows game week 12. So that's going to be a wrap for today. Don't forget to sign up to our email list and get your free fixture difficulty cheat sheet. Click the fantasy tab at upper90studios.com. Thanks for watching. See you soon.